Welcome to Inspire the Next Mind by Fazus.ai. You've got it, that brilliant idea, that spark. But let's be real. How do you turn that flash of genius into an actual plan, without drowning in a million different details? Let's talk about a much better way.
For years, the only answer was the traditional business plan. You know the one I'm talking about, that massive 50-page beast of a document. It felt more like writing a novel than actually building a business. It was slow, it was rigid, and honestly, by the time you printed it out, the world had changed and your plan was pretty much useless. It was a process that could kill an idea before it even got off the ground.
And that brings us to the big question for anyone trying to build something new today. If the old maps are totally broken, what do we use instead? We need something that's alive, something visual, something that can move as fast as our ideas do.
Well, the solution is just brilliantly simple. It's a tool that lets you map out your entire business idea, all the complexity, all the moving parts, onto a single sheet of paper. It's called the Business Model Canvas, and it was created by a guy named Alexander Osterwalder. Think of it like this. You're trading that 50-page novel for a one-page map. Suddenly, you get this amazing high-level view of your entire business, and you can see exactly how all the pieces connect in one clear picture.
So, how do you actually read this map? Well, it's built on 9 essential parts. We'll call them building blocks. These are the fundamentals of any business. I don't care if it's a corner coffee shop or a huge global tech company. So let's walk through them.
And here's the secret sauce, the real genius of it. The canvas has its own logic. You don't just fill it out randomly. You actually start on the right side with your customer, the outside view. Only after you deeply understand who you're serving do you move to the left side to build all the internal stuff needed to make it happen.
So, step 1 always is, who are we helping? Who is this for? This is your customer segment. Are you trying to reach everybody, a really specific niche, or maybe even a platform that serves a couple of different groups at once? Nailing this down is the foundation for absolutely everything else.
Okay, once you know who you're serving, you can figure out what you're offering them. This is your value proposition. It's the beating heart of your idea. What problem are you solving for them? Are you cheaper, faster, more convenient? This is the one thing that makes a customer choose you over all the other options out there. So you've got a great product and you know who your customer is. Now, how do they find you? And how do you get your product to them? Those are your channels. This is everything from your website and social media accounts to a physical store. It's the path your value takes to get into your customers' hands. And what's the vibe like when you interact with them? That's what your customer relationships are all about. Is it super personal, one-on-one help, or is it totally automated and self-service? This choice really defines what it feels like to be your customer.
So, if you look at the canvas, these first few blocks on the right side all define the value you create for the outside world. Now let's hop over to the left side of the canvas to figure out the internal machinery, the infrastructure you need to actually deliver on that promise. To deliver your value, you're going to need stuff, right? These are your key resources. They could be physical things, like a factory or a delivery van. They could be intellectual, like a patent, or they could be human, like that one brilliant engineer who makes the whole thing work. Okay, so resources are what you have. Key activities are what you do. These are the absolute most critical things your company must perform to succeed. If you're a software company, that's coding. If you're a delivery service, it's logistics. These are the non-negotiables. And look, you're almost never going to do it all by yourself. Key partnerships are all about the network you rely on. And we're not just talking about a list of suppliers. We're talking about strategic relationships that make your business better or less risky. Like a coffee shop partnering with an amazing local bakery. And finally, holding this whole structure up is the money. At the very bottom of the canvas, you've got revenue streams, which is how you make money, and the cost structure, which is what you have to spend money on. Pretty simple, right? If the money coming in isn't more than the money going out, the whole model just falls apart. Okay, so that was all the theory. Now let's make it real. What's so cool about this is seeing how all these boxes come together to tell a story. And for our example, we'll use a simple local coffee shop. Okay, so remember, we start on the right, our customers, morning commuters who need speed, and freelancers who need a good place to work. So our value props are fast service and a cozy vibe. Our channels are the physical storefront and maybe Instagram. And we build relationships with super friendly service and loyalty cards. Now for the infrastructure, we need a great location,
a top-of-the-line espresso machine, and that partnership with the local bakery. And this is where the magic happens. This is the aha moment. The coffee shop owner suddenly sees a direct line connecting the fast service they promised the commuters to the espresso machine as a key resource. If that machine breaks, their entire promise to that customer is broken. The canvas makes that connection impossible to ignore, and it instantly shows them a key activity they might have missed: regular machine maintenance. See? That simple little example shows you the real power of this thing. It's not just about filling in boxes. It's about understanding how your business is a living, interconnected system. So why is this so incredibly effective?
Well, it really comes down to three big things. First, clarity. It forces you to get right to the point. Second, communication. Suddenly, the entire team, from marketing to engineering, is literally on the same page, looking at the same map. And third, and this might be the most important one, iteration. This blueprint is designed to be changed. Because you're using sticky notes, not permanent ink, you can constantly ask, what if? What if we targeted a new type of customer? We'll just swap out the sticky note, and you can instantly see how that one change ripples through the entire business. It turns what could be a hugely expensive, risky pivot into a safe 10-minute thought experiment.
In the end, the business model canvas doesn't give you all the answers. But what it does do is give you a powerful framework to find them. It helps you get that brilliant idea out of your head and onto a blueprint you can actually act on. So the only question left is, what story will your canvas tell?